What's shaking? I am so excited. We're less than 2 weeks away from the HMP Western Canadian tour. We're going to be going to Victoria, Vancouver, Kelowna, Edmonton, Calgary. It's going to be such a blast. I'm going to be with a whole bunch of other talented artists and bands, and I cannot wait to share that experience with you. It's going to be insane. But for now, let's just put that aside because I have a different kind of story to share with you. This is going to be a different kind of video. It's going to be a little more up close and personal because I'm going to be telling you a story about me in grade 12 high school where all the juicy stuff happens. But stick around till the end of the story because there is a message that I want to tell you guys, and there is a moral to the story. Okay, so grade 12 was the year of change for me. Because earlier I was this curly-haired, smart, introverted, a little chubby type of girl with an obsession for pink. I loved everything to be pink. I liked leopard print back then, but if it was pink, it was way better than anything. So that was me before grade 12, and then when grade 12 rolled around, I lost a lot of weight, and I was more outgoing, and I wanted to get involved in a lot of other things that I normally wouldn't have gotten involved before. And they had a whole bunch of these grad activities in school for all of the graduates that year. And one of the activities that we got into was a lip sync competition. And me and my friends, we just did this entire routine to the Entrance remix of Bee Gees' Staying Alive. We called ourselves the Bee Jets, and each one of us took a different verse that we rapped, and we had like this whole thing choreographed, and one of our friends did like this tongue do type of routine, and it was just so much fun. We performed it in front of the entire school. Needless to say, we took first prize home. It was awesome. And then so that gave me the confidence to go into other things. Like, for example, our school had their own version of American Idol, which we called Breaker Idol because our mascot or logo was the breaker wave. And this was like where the real talent comes out. There's no lip syncing involved. It was like you singing in front of a panel of judges and the entire school because they're your audience to watch the show, right? And I was like, okay, Auret, it is now or never. You should do this. I was really excited to sing in front of people because I've never done it before, but at the same time I was really, really terrified. And that was the first opportunity that presented itself in front of me where I was like, Auret, you should really do this, just go for it, just jump for it because it's what you want to do. So I somehow worked up the courage to sign myself up as a candidate for Breaker Idol. And when I told my friends about it, they were really surprised and excited for me at the same time, but surprised because nobody really knew that I could sing. They knew that I liked singing, but they didn't know that I could sing or anything to do with that because that's how terrified I was of singing in front of people. I didn't even tell my friends. So it was quite the different action step for me. And a week before the competition, the day of the competition, I was completely bedridden and I had a really, really bad flu. Like I got really, really sick. And I was so determined to do anything I could to make it and be healthy by the time the competition day rolled around. So I was like popping echinacea pills and vitamin C and just doing anything possible to get myself back to optimal health. And it worked. So that was pretty good because by the time that day rolled around, I was about 90% cured, I think. And so I was happy about that. And on the day of, okay, so let me paint this picture for you. So it's the day of the competition, and it's lunchtime where we all piled into the gym because that's when the event took place. It was in the gym. And the entire school, everybody wanted to watch this because it's like a great event to go to during your lunchtime. There's nothing really else to do in high school during lunchtime. And so we all piled into the gym, and I was like shaking. I was so nervous. There was a bit of excitement in there, I think, somewhere, but I think the nervousness and like adrenaline was just rushing through me even more. And even more terrifying when they called my name up as the next contestant. And so I got up in front of the mic, and by this point, like, my heart was pounding out of my chest. Like, I felt like my organs were about to fall out. It was a pretty interesting feeling. And then I started to sing the song. My song choice, by the way, was The Voice Within by Christina Aguilera. How fitting, right? The Voice Within. It was like a really strong song for me at that time because of the lyrics, and I really admired Christina Aguilera for her vocal abilities as well. So I started singing the song, and it just did not go out the way I wanted to. It was like a complete mess. I was really nervous that my voice was all shaky, and I was pitchy, and I was like breaking in different places of the song where you really shouldn't, because it just doesn't do the song justice. And like, people were actually booing me from the stage. It was pretty bad, and I could tell my friends were like trying to defend me by going like shh, or like something like that, but it was really bad that I was hearing boos, and at the same time I could hear my own voice, and I knew that like I sucked, totally sucked. And at the same time, that made me feel worse, and then that feeling just made me sing even more badly, and it was just like, if I only knew about the universe and the law of attraction back then, that would have really helped. But I didn't, and it just made things worse. So needless to say, it was a horrifying experience by the end of it. And I was just so embarrassed to even go to my next class for last period. Okay, so why am I sharing this with you guys? Why am I telling this to you? 2 reasons, I think. The first one is that this is the first time that I'm actually sharing this out in public, out in the open, and I feel that I would like to share a different side of me with you guys, because you always get to see the performances and the cover videos and the flashy, but it's not always like that, you know. These types of experiences do happen, of course. And the second reason being that, you know, I just wanted to put this video together in hopes that it'll inspire someone. Because I've obviously come a long way since that incident. I mean, I'm going on tour now, I've released a debut album, I've been on TV, radio, and I'm meeting all these people in the music industry, and it's a dream come true. And I'm not saying all this stuff to brag or anything. I'm saying this because, you know, I believe that anyone can achieve anything, no matter what experiences they've been through. And I think a lot of people out there let their fear of failure or their past experiences hold them back from what they really believe in or from what they really want to do. And it's not so much the past experience itself as it is what you take from it. You know, I believe that a bad experience is a success because it's a step forward and you learn something from it. Here's a scholarly reference for you, actually. I read somewhere that Thomas Edison was asked, you know, Thomas, why do you know, how is it that you didn't get disappointed through those many thousands of trials that you went through to actually invent the light bulb? How is it that you didn't get disappointed? And Thomas Edison said something like, I don't see those as 10,000 failures. I don't see those trials as 10,000 failures. I see them as, you know, I've gone through 10,000 successful ways of not inventing the light bulb. So he saw each one of those trials as a step forward. And I think that's, you know, I really like that reference, and I really like that story. I think I'm going to leave it at that. I just wanted to share this with you, and I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and I hope that it inspired some of you or you learned something from it. And if not, then thank you for letting the video run this long. so that I can get an extra view on YouTube. Yeah. Alright, well, thank you guys so much for listening, and I will definitely see you in the next video. Stay tuned for some more excitement. Goodbye.